So, you know, that's nice. What are we doing here?
Well, I came thinking that I'd meet the cat.
The cat. Well, you did meet the cat in the little promo.
I did, but it was so brief.
So brief.
I thought today I'd actually get a chance to meet the cat.
You know, and talk to the cat.
Well, more than just, you know, see him in someone's arms with the comment, you know, we've been expecting it.
Yeah. It was sudden because he really was cranky and I just took him straight home after that.
To walk through the door.
There wasn't much closure for you.
Well, you know, I don't know. I just think it could have been interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so
this is the sanctuary?
The sanctuary, yes. And affectionately known as the crappy little room up the back of Building C.
Yeah. And it's a long walk down the hall.
It is. It's a long, it's probably, you know, 500 steps. It's good for my Fitbit. I should work down here, actually.
You could. Yeah. You could. I've actually been getting up occasionally from my desk and coming down here and making a couple of calls just to stand up and get away from the desk.
Yeah, right.
So now I don't have someone lurking in the background counting their steps and trying to get ahead of me. Yeah. But for me, it's just to get out of the office and... This
room wasn't always called the Sanctuary. I've only been here a year. The Sanctuary is a very new name. But what was it called before the Sanctuary? Siberia.
Long way away.
Long way away?
Yeah. Probably cold.
Cold and a little bit harsh, perhaps.
Look around, folks. It's
pretty and rugged.
Pretty average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it has its advantages. Sanctuary, quiet.
It does, yeah.
No one can hear you scream up here.
Yeah. So we can record things here. We can have a chat. And we're not in an open plan office and annoying people around us, that sort of thing.
Yeah, we don't. Because we get passionate.
Yeah. I get a bit carried away about stuff.
Yeah, you're like, have you seen these new crayons?
Ben, no, not crayons, pastels.
Pastels. Yeah.
Pastels.
Pastel.
Nah, call them crayons.
Yeah?
Yeah, call them crayons.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can still do things.
Very, very expensive, high-end crayons.
That's it.
Beautiful. So your background is in art and design, for those who are still watching.
Yep.
Probably my mum and your mum, perhaps?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. There's a number of students who have already zoned out of this just thinking, I really don't know where this is going to go. And if these two characters think that this is going to be something that's going to be useful in my education, I'm really starting to get concerned.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you've got to look for the gems.
I think it will get better.
I think I will. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm an optimist.
Yeah. We've got to ease into it.
So, I mean, from my point of view, I wanted to practice talking in front of a camera.
Yep.
And I wanted to... there's a lot of photography talk shows and stuff on YouTube. That's nice. But, and they talk about new cameras and new versions of software, and it's all great. But no one really talks about where it fits in with other designers or other creatives, and no one talks about how it fits into they talk about photographers working in industry. That's nice. They don't talk about what happens to the photos once they're on being delivered, or what the life is for the photos after delivery. Yeah, and I just you're nice to talk to. You don't call me names. And you've got that different take, which I find healthy for me, which is a much less technical photography thing.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But cuts both ways too, because I'm across art and design, and I've done a little bit of photography here and there, that sort of thing. So for me, it's good because I can then get your view on things, and you know, feeds into what I do too. So
cool.
And I mean, you and I have chatted about this. It's really important for people to see that, you know, it's a good move to be across a few things, not just one. You know, be tagged, I suppose, just a photographer and that's all I do, or just an artist and that's all I do.
Yeah.
I think your creative work, you know, really opens up if you can start thinking about it in a context of a lot of other things going on.
Yeah, well, it's nice to graphic designers butting heads with photographers because they just don't get each other. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
My background's with Fairfax, and they've had a 100-year history of groups of specialist individuals coming together and putting out a paper, and that's worked well for them. But I've always been curious about the other side of the fence, so you know,
So we've gone from Siberia to Sanctuary.
And but nothing else has changed really except the name.
No.
Yeah, but we're hoping to pretty this place up a bit.
So hopefully the viewers, and as you said, if they're still with us, you know, over the year, we'll start to see these walls become a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
And you know, our experience at talking to the camera will improve, so that instead of sitting there and waiting for Brenton and Ben to go through the agony of what have we been doing, you know, 10 minutes or so.
The agony. Yeah.
You know, we'll get a bit better at getting to the point.
Yes.
And so they'll actually watch the episodes.
Yeah.
So
at the minute, I'm anticipating someone might be vacuuming with the headphones on.
I would think, probably turn the visual off, and they might be listening to the audio as they vacuum.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, because at least then they think, well, I'm getting something done. Because if I sit here for the next, I don't know how long these two characters are going to keep going.
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean, I think it's nice too, because you know, I do a lot of videos for my photography diploma students, a little bit for the Cert 4s and bits and pieces, but it's always just me talking at them. There's none of this. And you know, it's like we've got a hallway down creative industries. There's fashion on that side, photography on that side, and everyone else is it's just a bit of just want to get the love flowing between.
Link it.
Link's probably a better word than love.
Link it.
That said, you know, we were going to tackle industry relevancy and all that kind of stuff. I was given a gift today by the internet.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because we've put off doing this video. We've said, we'll do it, and then last week, I've got a pimple, and Brenton's like, I'm a bit hungry, so it didn't happen. And then this week we were like, well, screw it, we better do it. And so anyway, I'm like, what am I going to talk about?
I had to get to Alco because I had to get fuel on the way.
But thankfully, Photoshop turned 25 today or yesterday, or you know, depending on whether you're in America or Australia. Or so Photoshop is 25, which is
that's incredible.
Considerable age.
25 years.
And there's articles all over the internet. I printed off the one on fstoppers.com, which is a very heavily photography based website. It's a website about photography, people. They've done a really slick video. We will give you the link to it if you haven't already found it. But what they've also done is sort of printed out all the iterations of Photoshop over the years. And what are we talking, 16 different versions of Photoshop in the last 25 years. Can you remember any of these?
I've got to get my glasses on.
I'm already wearing mine. My memory kicks in at Photoshop 7 as a kid. Having that on my computer at home, but not knowing how to use it. I opened it a couple of times and was too scared.
Yep.
And then that's my memory.
That's where it took off from there. Yeah.
Photoshop CS2 was the one I worked with. Well, I believe it's still in use in a lot of Fairfax papers. When I left the Border Mail a while ago, it was still chugging away and still doing a fine job.
Yep.
So that's the bulk of my time. I mean, that was kind of part of the reason of coming here too, to keep up with this sort of stuff.
Yep.
And, you know, Photoshop CS6 was the last one you could buy outright. And then we've got this Creative Cloud subscription kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I was surprised. I mean, there's all sorts of sweet stuff. They've done a really cool timeline, which you found some...
This is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you were... A lot of... you mentioned you noticed some people.
Yeah, well, David Hockney...
Oh, yeah.
He started playing around with it in a big way.
So this was early in its life. So he was... It was out in 1990, and then you've got a serious artist messing around with a computer program.
And he now uses it to you know, think about his composition in his paintings and things like that.
Yeah. Did he get lynched?
Oh, look, you know, it's like everything.
Yeah.
The purists get a little bit concerned here and there. He gave the iPad a big nudge too.
All right.
Yep, started using the iPad to draw and did some really interesting stuff on it. Yeah. And, you know, some people didn't like it, but it's a valid way of working. And that's what you and I were talking before about linking across disciplines. So, and he's big on that, you know.
Yeah.
Why do we have to limit ourselves? Yeah, so it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And even just like looking at the toolbars.
Yep.
Look
at these.
Yeah, they're cool. But nothing's changed. Like they're a bit fancier, but they're still...
Essentially, it's all still there, isn't it?
Yeah. And this makes me wonder, like, is the curve of Photoshop slowing? You know what I mean? Like, is it... But then again, it's such a huge program. It's really... You can have a complete career using Photoshop.
Yep.
And you're using, what, maybe 2/10 of it? When you consider all the graphic stuff, the 3D stuff, the video stuff, you know. And here's me, little old me.
It's huge.
I teach the photography. Little niche of it. It's good. Oh, well, I hope they get a nice cake, I guess. Is what Yeah, so your year, how's that shaping up?
Yeah, pretty good.
We got
into it. We got into it pretty early because we're doing a certificate on one night a week, and there's a fair bit of work that they'll be doing outside that time.
Yeah.
And our numbers in the visual arts are really good, really strong. So much so that we had to break it into two groups. So we've got one group running on a Monday night and one group running on a Wednesday night. So, but we're into it. We've got going on our sculpture.
Yeah.
And we've got a course hub this year for the first time in Moodle.
Okay, so Moodle is the content delivery thing.
Yep.
And the hub's like a place to hang out and that.
Yep. But we're also using it for lots of interesting information that doesn't necessarily sit in a particular unit somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
So I've got I've been putting some stuff in on, creative thinking techniques, for example.
Yeah, right.
Which I'm very big on.
Yes, yeah.
So we had a bit of a very quick look at a guy called Von Glitschka. Now,
graphic designer.
He's a designer, yep. And I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right, but it sounds good. Glitschka.
Glitschka.
Yep. He's an American.
How would you pronounce that any better? Maybe
Place an emphasis on part of it.
Yeah.
Glitschka. Something like that, maybe.
Yeah. And Von. I love Von.
Yeah, isn't that a great name?
Oh.
Von Glitschka. I mean, what a gift that is.
Ben Eyles.
Oh, Brenton Saxby.
Boring. Oh, Saxby.
Von Glitschka.
I like Saxby.
Anyway, this guy,
Saxby. Sorry.
this designer is really switched on, and he there's a thing in YouTube. We might even put a link up to it, I think.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Thank you.
And he's talking about creative thinking techniques. Very well worth watching, and it doesn't matter whether you're a photographer or a designer, graphic designer, whatever it might be. There's lots in there for people.
Yeah. Right.
And of course, he is very big on drawing.
Right.
Yeah, the act of drawing is a really important part of the process. So, so we had to talk about that, and I've put up a couple other things on creative thinking for them in the hub. And yeah, we're firing because we have to start pretty early in the year and finish a bit later if we can get through the content. But yeah, great bunch.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, good fun. And
now, is this part of this? These must be the Cert 2s I had a little bit to do with last year. Taught them a little bit of photography.
Yep. All but one of the Cert 2s from last year have come on this year and gone into Cert 3. So that's a very nice flow on for us. But yeah, you know them. You know them because they did some photography. And it's really nice too, you know how we're talking about this whole thing about being across a few things?
Yeah.
Some of them really didn't want to use a camera all that much necessarily.
I did pick up on that.
You know?
I'm fairly astute, but yeah, I did.
Yeah. Whereas now they're getting the idea as to why we put it in there. They really enjoyed your stuff, and they're actually taking photographs and working from them now. Which is really good. Really good. And the other thing which was interesting, that flow on that came out of it, is looking at the world around you.
Yeah.
By focusing on that little frame and thinking now what's going on, it actually gets you starting to look at the world around you a lot more. So that's a great spin-off.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right. What am I doing this year? I am doing...
Oh, Ben, sorry. What are you doing this year?
We could have been, you know, you wait and
this
you
is
hope...
This is not going to be dominated by visual arts. Now, we need to make that clear. All right? So, Ben...
I was like,
what
you wait by the phone, you hope he calls, and if he does, it makes your day.
My only real concern is that Ben didn't tell me that I had to wear a tie. Everyone? Now if I'd known that, I could have worn a black tie.
Yeah, you could have.
You know?
But then I would have had zero, you know, like you're a dapper gentleman.
Oh, no. Anyway, Ben,
okay.
Tell me about your stuff.
All right, so Surf 4 kicked off this week.
Yep.
A week after you guys kicked off, but we have 2 full days and a few other things, so we could do it that way. Cert 4, Certificate 4 is very practical, so we're getting too much sun and running around taking lots of photos.
Yep. Monday,
Tuesday all year. And when I say all year, till Kaleidoscope, the big end of year event in November.
Big exhibition.
And then for first term, Wednesdays.
Just on Wednesday.
Yeah. So that's Cert 4, and they're a good bunch. Ages range wildly from out of school to watch the first episode of Doctor Who, probably. No, that might be... That'd be going back quite a while. That wouldn't be right.
Oh, I don't know, in the first episode of Doctor Who.
More like, was a kid when Star Wars came out.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people in that group might be getting a little bit upset at this point.
I wouldn't be. Imagine watching Star Wars as a kid, like in the cinema.
How?
I missed out on that, and that's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you know, you've never seen anything like that, and all of a sudden, spaceships coming at you.
Yeah. Very much so.
I'm probably digressing.
Okay, so that's Cert 4.
Oh, yes, I teach... So, diploma as well.
Yep.
That's going mega gangbusters. That's...
Yep.
It's going very well. That's delivered online. Sign up whenever you'd like. 12 months to get it done. Weekly videos, online content, lots of videos and clicky buttons, and that sort of looks at your business side of things.
Yep.
You've got a lot of your camera essentials down, so it's all about, you know, your portraits are here and we get you here, and then we tell you how to get paid for being here. Yeah, that's going good.
Working with clients and looking for business and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's getting a nice turnover now of a couple finish up.
Yep.
At the end of the month, and a couple more come in, sort of thing. So,
have you ever sat down and thought, we've got someone from every state in Australia now enrolled in our diploma? Are we that far yet, or not?
I'm not, or I would have to double check for Northern Territory.
Okay. Yep.
But easily, Western Australia, 3 or 4, South Australia, at least 2 I can think of offhand. Tassie, 1. If not 2, with our first ever graduate was from Tasmania with the online diploma. New South Wales, bunch, Victoria, heaps.
Yep.
Queensland, quite a few. Yeah. I want a New Zealander.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how the government.
We need a perspective from New Zealand. Oh, then you got to get into international students and.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
The paperwork that goes behind the scenes, I would imagine. Yeah.
That's teaching across 3 time zones is fun.
Yeah.
I always, 9 o'clock I might start my calls, do the rounds and wake up a few West Australian students. Hello? Oh, it's you, Ben. Oh, right. You'd think I would know.
It's still dark over here, Ben. It's still dark. Oh. Call me in an hour when I'm just about to start waking up.
So sorry, Western Australia.
Yeah. So how is it delivering online? Like, how are you finding it? It's been a real challenge, hasn't it? But
well, I mean, Tracy did a lot of the work setting it up, and so I got to come in and refresh and just build. Yeah. I don't know why that's hand signal. I hope that's not. I bet you that's not sign language for build. Build.
Lego is more.
Yeah.
Build. But anyway. Yeah.
It's like skipping. So that was good. It's more. You just got to get in front of a camera and just do it.
Yeah.
But the diploma, it's sort of you can. You don't have to do so much that hands-on stuff.
Yeah.
I just had a phone call today. You talk students through various scenarios, how you tackle this and that sort of thing. One called up today, said, I've got to shoot a 21st, the room's going to be pretty dark. I wanted to bounce my flash, but all the walls are black and brown.
Oh.
Where do we go from there?
That creates difficulties, doesn't it? Yeah.
So we talked her through that.
Yep. Yep. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. It's good too. And we've built the course so it's like the assessments you can tick off the criteria doing what you love. Yeah. So Dom, our food photographer, did everything with food. Yeah. Yeah. She wasn't really into landscapes or corporate. Yeah. It's geared that way so you can just shoot what you love.
Yeah. Which is nice too, because we're not going to churn out a whole lot of landscape photographers or, wedding photographers or whatever it might be.
And we want to avoid having that part of the course where it's like, oh, here's a unit I'm just going to have to grit my teeth and get through or tune out for. Or,
Very good.
Yeah, and a couple of short course things and that, but that's keeping me entertained.
Yeah, no, it's a big start. It's been pretty full on, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, TAFE seems to be pumping. There's people at lunchtime. There's just people on the lawn. And hacky sack and the uni's pumping. Yeah, it's good. Shall we call it?
I think we should. Yeah, I think they've probably done well to get to this point.
We're at about 27 minutes.
27.
So hopefully that camera's still recording.
Still recording? Yeah.
Talk for half an hour.
So if it is still recording and you're still, Mum, if you're still there,
that one, the GoPro's still recording.
Right, okay. You should find that this room will change slowly over the time.
Because we're going to put some of this stuff up on the wall.
We're concerned that this looks pretty average.
We're going to open these boxes.
Yep.
And
hopefully we'll have some interesting things for you.
If we could get 10 likes or comments on this video, Brenton is going to have a cup of that coffee.
Ooh, gee. That looks like it's stuck to the walls, I think.
Yeah, 20.
All right, okay. If we 20.
20.
Okay. If we get 20 likes, everyone.
Well, it sounds like you'd do it for a biscuit. Like.
I'm actually going to. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to survive, but anyway, I will make a cup of coffee from that jar. How old is that, Ben?
I don't know, but I reckon I was still in school when that was came off the production. Thank you.
So there you go. See you next time.